This is from Misha. He says, time is short in the shop, and I want to focus on building things, not prepping stock. Most of my projects are less than 3 feet in length and 6 to 12 inches in width. So I'm considering getting a planer, but wondering about removing cup twist from the board faces. So basically, what Misha's saying is, I don't have a joiner, want to get a planer. Can I actually save time of it on the joiner? And he pulls out one of the mini jigs that you see that like level or stabilize the board to allow you to run it, a planer sled, basically. Yeah. I will always say the fastest way to flatten a board is with a saw. If I chop a board down to say 3.5 feet, you give yourself some room to play with, most of the bow is going to be gone from that board. Now, you're still going to have cup, of course. Certain boards, certain thicknesses, if there's a lot of cup, the feed rollers can potentially press out some of that cup. So you want to make sure that that's not happening. And then the next question is, well, what's the width of the part that you're trying to make? You could joint that entire cupped piece of white oak, or you could slice it into little 2-inch wide planks, and there's no cup anymore at that point. So Misha, I know, is a hand tooler. He's a hand tool school member. He's got hand saws. Even if you don't want to use a hand saw, grab yourself a jigsaw. If you can cross cut those boards into shorter lengths and then if possible, prep your stock closer to your part sizes, I don't think you need a jig at all to run it through the planer. At that point, you're getting very little movement on the bed. And if you are getting movement on the bed, Misha knows how to use a hand plane. Get yourself a heavy set jack plane, knock down those corners so it doesn't have to be flat-ish. It just has to not rock on the planer bed. It doesn't have to be pretty in the slightest. You can create tear out with your poorly sharpened jack plane on the underside. All you got to do is get it to not rock on the planer and run it through.